What's up, guys? It's Jamie Westra, the Frequency Queen. Today, I'm so excited to talk to you about something I was going crazy for when this was happening to me, and I couldn't find much information. So I want to make sure I make this video for you guys who might be experiencing some of the same things and have a lot of questions. This video today is going to be all about quantum shifting, timeline jumping, and some of the physical symptoms that you might be experiencing. So if you have questions and you need some answers, this video is the video for you. So just stay tuned and make sure you watch till the end. So one, congratulations if you're timeline jumping and quantum leaping at really great levels. Congratulations, because it is such a cool feeling to learn how to do this, get in the flow, and start creating new things. So first, I want to say congratulations to you. And second, you are not alone. So you're not crazy. Everything that you're experiencing physically, you might be going through it. Let's talk about it. I'm going to get into the details of some symptoms and why they're happening and what you can do about it. So first symptom, I would say, is fatigue. If you are feeling tired, like you cannot get out of bed, you need to rest, this is because your body may have just quantum leaped or is getting ready to quantum leap and is saving and storing energy to go ahead and switch to the next level. So this is very real. Think about how much energy it is required for you to switch into another timeline. Your cells are changing, your frequency is changing. You can feel like you almost had the flu. You can feel tired. You can feel sick. You can feel brain fog. Your body literally just transformed and is now in a different place, a different location. Might all still look the same, but I can guarantee you it's not the same, and your body has to adjust. So long periods of sleep is definitely recommended. If you are feeling like you need a rest, please do when you can. If you have a job, a full-time job, just rest when you can. Take time for yourself. Prioritize yourself. It's so important that you are honoring what your body needs and understanding that is totally normal and totally okay. So get some rest. It'll be over. Just allow and be grateful that your body is moving at such a capacity. So two, something that you might feel is big headaches. Your third eye might be opening. When you experience a lot of headaches, it can feel like pressure. I know when my third eye first opened, I had a lot of light sensitivity. It was really hard for me to drive. Everything just seemed kind of difficult. I just wanted to kind of stay in my place and stay in my house. It seems like for my own experience, when my third eye opened, I could go and like do interviews. I could go socialize. I would be fine once I got to wherever I was going because I naturally found myself in the flow. But the period between me leaving my bed and getting there was quite the struggle. And it felt so uncomfortable. And I would be sometimes nervous, like, am I okay to drive? Or am I going to be acting weird when I arrive to this event? But trust yourself. You're producing high levels of high vibrational frequency. So I can almost guarantee you nothing bad is going to happen to you. God is with you. The universe is with you. And you're probably in your most extreme high frequency because you just did a switch, a quantum leap. So every time I went out, I wind up having a really great time and a great experience, landing a job, meeting with friends. So it was always really worth it, but the point A to point B was difficult to say, to say the least. So be mindful that if your third eye is open, it can be quite stimulating. It might be hard to look at computer screens. It might be hard to drive, but just trust that you are going to be safe. You're going to be okay. And if anything, you're probably operating at even a higher capacity than you normally do. So just trust that and know that you will adjust to the changes going on in your body. Okay, so symptom 3, you might have weird body movements. This one is so uncomfortable and probably took the most time for me to get used to. And when you are switching frequencies or releasing stored energy or stored trauma from your body physically will have to move sometimes to release this, which might result in uncontained or uncontrollable movements in your body just know that this is super normal and to be really patient with yourself. I know it's uncomfortable if you're around other people, just like maybe try to go to the bathroom, allow your body to do whatever it needs, and say thank you to yourself because you're doing like huge work. But you might feel like an insane stretching sensation, like you need to stretch your body, like almost like this itch you have to scratch, or you might need to shake your body. It's because they have energy centers going through our body. It kind of goes like a figure eight. And sometimes the energy running through is pushing out blocked or stored energy from your body so that way it can move more fluidly through your central channel. So if this is happening to you, this is probably the weirdest one, I would say. Hopefully your partner understands and can be quite supportive if you're in a relationship. If not, then you're all good to shake and move as you need. Also, if you're doing some huge jumps, you might be clearing out a lot of stagnant energy. That could be from this lifetime or multiple lifetimes back. So it could be ancestral. If this happens, you might feel almost the need to like spit, or like you might feel nauseous, like you're going to throw up. Just allow your body to do whatever it needs to do. It is releasing a lot. There's so much. You've probably lived a lot of lives. So if that happens to you, just know that you are doing great work. It might be a little uncomfortable at first. As you do more of this work, you'll get more used to it. As you release different layers, you might have memories come back. The thing is, our body remembers some things that our brain doesn't. So our DNA and our cells are all holding memories. And sometimes the body just needs to release some things in order to get to the next frequency. So you might have some shakes. If you're meditating, this happens too. You're just changing frequencies. You're going up to higher dimensions, and that's just part of the process. So be really nice to yourself during this one. This one can be definitely the most unique, I guess I would say. That might be a good word for it. Yeah, so if your body shakes, it's okay. You'll adjust eventually. So just let your body do it. Try to just kind of parent yourself. Like, how would you treat a child if it was happening to a child? And give yourself the same love. So yeah, that one is definitely an interesting symptom. So another symptom can be you might experience the breakdown of things in your life. What I've noticed, the more work I do, the same players are usually in my life. You can choose to keep whoever you want to keep. So, but you might have the current dynamic of it break down. And this is the test, right? So when you're quantum leaping, if you're going to fully switch over to that new timeline, which I have done, and it's scary because you have to fully trust. I'm telling you guys, you have to like fully trust in the process and it will work out. But sometimes that causes the current dynamic that is programmed into not only you, but the people closest to you has to break down. And this is where you prove yourself, okay? So this is where you step in and you have to say, I am so strong in what I want and what I desire. Nothing is going to keep me away from that. So you will be tested. You're definitely going to be tested. I've had points where I've almost had to cut off people that I feel immensely attached to, and it is not my desire to cut them off, but I had to trust and be okay with the fact that maybe if I cut them off, that would be the best thing, and to follow through with that and not let anything else get in my way of what I desire. And when I did that every single time, it always came out better. So you have to kind of be like your own leader. You have to be like your own warrior. So if you think of like kings and queens, they have no fear, right? When they're leading a pack of people to go fight another country and everybody's following them, they are leading and choosing faith. Choosing faith, and they might have their whole village killed. They could be killed. But they're so in touch with what they want that they don't let anything stop it. And they have faith that it's going to turn out. And you have to look at yourself like that. So you're going to be tested. But you have to decide, I have faith. I think in this one, in the term of like letting go or watching things crumble, this is where faith is going to be your biggest companion. So just know, if you hold strong and hold true to the new version of what you want, have very strong boundaries, I promise you, it'll probably most likely turn around and turn into something bigger, better, and more beautiful that aligns with your new timeline. So you can keep the people you want to keep in your life. It just might form into something else, and it might not always be the easiest way to change it into that new form, but that's where your spirit and your faith is going to really, really come in. So that's a big symptom that you might experience with quantum leaping or timeline jumping or changing frequencies. So another symptom is you might be dizzy. This happens to me a lot if I'm quantum leaping and I'm quantum shifting at faster periods. This is one that I really notice, is I'll be kind of dizzy. So for me, if I'm doing a really intense meditation and I can tell that it's super successful, and what I mean by successful is I was able to really, really change the frequency of my body. I feel it, and I'm kind of just in the meditation and changing the frequencies around me and able to fully immerse myself in that meditation. That's the ones that happen pretty quick. So sometimes when I get out of them, or even the next day, I'll be in my shift. And when this happens, I'll usually feel tired, but I'll also feel very dizzy. So you're kind of waking up. You can tell, everything looks the same, but you can absolutely feel that there's a change. And it can kind of feel like you just feel like you're waking up in a dream a little bit, or like you're drunk, like a little woozy. So you might feel like dizzy and a little spacey. And you just have to give yourself time to acclimate to the new timeline and to the new quantum leap. So that is one that I experience a lot when I'm switching pretty quick. It's also a very affirming symptom, because when I do that, I'm very grateful because I know in that moment I switched and it was pretty quick. Another symptom that you might experience when you're doing these, and as you shed layers to get to new levels, is you might have some memories that come back. Usually not that pleasant. Depends. I haven't had a pleasant one yet. What is happening is when you're switching timelines or quantum leaping and you're getting memories, I like to say this is God's way of saying, you have now made it, and I'm going to reveal this piece of information because I know you can handle it. And these memories, for me, they've been from this lifetime, and I've had other ones from other lifetimes kind of come up. So kind of past life regressions. And now, before I started doing any of this stuff, I would never believed in past lives. But once you do this work, you realize, oh my God, there's so much more out there. And it's kind of hard not to believe now because I've just had experienced so much. But you might be exposed to some old memories. And how it is for me is usually when these happen, it's pretty intense because you'll have memories come up that were stored in your brain that you probably couldn't look at in order to survive, right? Because if we know everything that has happened to us or remember every bad thing that happened to us, the brain, most people want to be successful and have a good life. And if we look at those things all the time, well, it's kind of hard to have a successful life. So the brain will kind of hide those things, create new neural pathways, and store that information somewhere where we're not looking at it. So as you do this work, you'll get revealed that information as needed and as seen fit by the universe, by your guides, by God, whoever is your higher calling, to look at that information, because in order to grow into the new chapter and into the new timeline that you now have graduated to. So it's always a blessing, because I like to say, like, God now sees that I'm ready and strong enough to look at this information. And when we can process it, then your soul is able to process it now in this lifetime so you can fulfill your life's purpose. So that is something that, to just be gracious with yourself if that's happening. Be mindful of who you confide in. I've confided in, close family and friends, and it's always been successful for me. But, make sure you choose whoever you confide in. It can be very personal information to just really choose people that have your best interests when you are sharing maybe past memories that have happened to you. Maybe have a therapist that you can trust when these things come that is mindful, that can be supportive in your journey with mindful meditation, and who is supportive in this kind of work. So that way it's very affirming to you what's happening and the opposite doesn't happen. So I would say definitely have a good support system during this time with people that are aware of some of this work. So you want to find mindful people that are open-minded and will give you the right support that you need during this time. So these are some of the symptoms that I've experienced. They can be kind of jarring. If you're new to this work, you might feel like, what the heck is happening to me? This is weird, but it's so real. And just go for the ride. I always say it's a blessing. I work with clients with sound therapy, and sometimes this happens in my sessions. They'll have a big release and their body will shake or whatever. And just think of it as like, wow, I'm so lucky that I'm getting to experience this, because now you are living at a higher level of consciousness and you are shedding all of that. So whatever's happening to you now or happened to you with these symptoms, that was all with you. So just take a moment to think about that. You are carrying that. So if you never did this work, you would be carrying that for the rest of your life. That still perplexes me. Like, I don't know how more people don't do this work, because once you start to understand how much we are holding, it makes it just crazy to think about. So I really hope this resonated with you, whoever's watching. I know when I was first starting my journey, I was Googling stuff about, man, what are some of the symptoms that people are going through? So I would feel less alone, and there wasn't too much information out there. So I really hope this information makes you feel more at peace, lets you know that you are on the right direction, and to just be patient with yourself and enjoy the ride. Say thank you to God, say thank you to your higher self, and just stick with it. Don't stop meditating. Don't stop doing the things. It's so important when you're going through these that you still do the work. It's so important to maintain consistency so that way you can experience your next level. So I am rooting for you. I'm Jamie Westra. I'm the Frequency Queen. I talk about all things manifestation, mindset. I'm on multiple mindset podcasts. I have a coaching program. So if you want to know more, please feel free to reach out. Let me know if you've experienced any of these symptoms, and comment, like, share. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you guys so much love and light, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.